Well, we all remember leaks, right? Most of them unbelievably fake and clearly in no way real at all. But we entertain them for either how ridiculous they are or because we think it's good clickbait, right? There were some leaks that happened with the last Gen Smash game. There was that Gematsu leak that accurately predicted some stuff, but then ended up getting a bunch of stuff wrong. Then we had an employee of ESRB leak the entire base roster, and we were unsure of it because of all the fakes that came before it. But rest assured, that ESRB leak was actually legitimate. Now let's take a look at what's happened with Smash Ultimate. From the base roster all the way to the modern DLC cycles. So after we got that Inkling tease at the end of a direct 2 years ago where Smash was teased to be coming to the Switch, and so forth in the lead up to that year's E3, was a leak that was posted to 4chan. Now honestly, this is usually would be the time where I bury this leak for being a text leak from 4chan, because we pretty much know that all the time anything from that site is utter horseshit. But this one's different. This E3 leak predicted most of the stuff that ended up being revealed in the game's actual reveal presentation. Everyone is here, Daisy and Ridley being new additions, Bomberman as an assist trophy, and a lot more that ended up being accurate. There were a few things that were wrong, like Lucas being considered an Echo Fighter, and the Squid Sisters being in Inkling's final smash rather than being another assist trophy, but with the amount that it got right, I had to kind of give it some attention before getting into the meat of potatoes of what we're going to be talking about today. So as the race towards Ultimate's release went on, a leaker by the name of Vergeben started turning heads. He shows up once in a blue moon on GameFAQs Ultimate board and either confirms or debunks whatever is in the realm of speculation. He was the voice shooting down a bunch of fake leaks going around at the time between the final 2 Smash Directs that happened before launch. Most notably, the Grinch leak. So, in a leak that seemed pretty fake to me at the time, it was going around all over the place. I was in the minority though. Everyone on the internet over was falling for this thing, because of the character choices. Vergeben, however, was telling anyone he could that the Grinch banner leak was fake, and that the final new characters to the base roster would just end up being Ken and Incineroar. Nobody wanted to believe him, because the likes of Shadow the Hedgehog, Geno, and Banjo and Kazooie, and a few more preferable characters were on this fake banner, but once that faithful final direct came before launch, it was Vergeben who was proven to have been right all along, and the Grinch leak was dead in the water. Even before this, I think he'd gotten some other stuff right, including the direct that aired before the Incineroar one, but it was this moment of being right at the end of 2018 that really solidified Vergeben's credibility to the rest of the Smash community. So as a result of this, everyone continued to hang on to his every word going into the post-launch DLC cycle for the game. So, Vergeben claimed that Erdrick from Dragon Quest would be the first character of the Fighter's Pass. Now, this ended up being wrong in a couple of ways. A Dragon Quest character was not the first from the Fighter's Pass. It actually ended up being Joker from Persona 5. But even after this, Vergeben backpedaled and said, well, Erdrick would be second after Joker. Now, this is where he was somewhat correct. Hero from Dragon Quest did end up being the second character for the Fighter's Pass, but the character was called Hero, not Erdrick, and on top of that, Erdrick himself was one of the 4 playable hero skins, and not even the default one at that. But I can give him credit that he stuck by Dragon Quest DLC and that it did kind of get confirmed in the end. His credibility also took a hit when he promised that Minecraft content was coming to Smash, and it never did. To this day, we have nothing Minecraft in the game. Not a character, not a stage, not even a spirit event. So he's proven not to be infallible. And then he went and piggybacked off a claim by a forum user named Shinobi who claimed that Banjo and Kazooie would be making a comeback days before E3 last year. And then Vergeben said he was 99% sure that Banjo was next, giving himself that 1% chance that if the Bear and the Bird didn't show up, he could have a fallback, and that Shinobi was bullshitting all along. But hey, Banjo and Kazooie did end up being revealed at E3. But again, I give more of that credit to Shinobi for taking a shot in the dark than Vergeben, who piggybacked off him in the first place. Around the time of E3, another leaker started to get things right about Nintendo and Smash, and everything related, right? That leaker was none other than Sabi. They got some things right about E3, and I think they also echoed that Banjo and Kazooie hype that was going around, and a number of other things. So, over the next few months, Sabi would post on their Twitter about this and that involving Nintendo leaks, while Vergeben remained oddly silent. That was until Nintendo themselves pulled the biggest oopsie ever, when they revealed that Challenger Pack 4 of the Fighter's Pass was owned by SNK. Then shortly after this, both Vergeben and Sabi, on their platforms of choice, would post threads practically saying that Terry Bogard was the next DLC fighter. Which, to me, is not a very impressive leak, because Nintendo themselves already gave away the third-party company the character was going to be from. And anyone with any thinking ability could jump to Terry being the SNK character, because he's kind of their unofficial mascot. And he's appeared as a key roster member in all of SNK's big-time fighting game series. So, yeah, it ended up being Terry, and personally I think both of them just made an easy guess that piggybacked off of Nintendo's self-done spoiler. So I don't give credit to either Vergeben or Sabi for that one. We knew SNK was coming from Nintendo themselves. Then, it was the long haul to the Game Awards and beyond. Now, I'll summarize this months-long saga as quickly and eloquently as I can. So here it goes. Over the next few months, both Sabi and Vergeben went on an absolute tear. Both leakers claimed that their insider source wouldn't tell them exactly who the 5th Fighter Pass character was, but they did inform them on who it wasn't, which was basically done by just deconfirming the company that owned them. So the mass exodus continued, from Bethesda and Doomguy to Activision and Crash Bandicoot. Both leakers pretty much said anyone popular and even obscure was not the final DLC character for the first season. Vergeben got so far ahead of himself that he did a massive list that somehow deconfirmed even more characters and companies than he had done before, but he backpedaled, again, soon afterward, saying he misunderstood what his source had told him, and said everyone on that list was still very much in the running. Important to point out is because on that initial list that pretty much deconfirmed everyone under the sun, he had Nintendo characters on that list. Thankfully, he backpedaled quick after that, because it was Byleth that we ended up getting to end the first Fighter's Pass. Had he not gone back and checked himself, he would have surely wrecked himself and killed any of the credibility he had left. So now we jump to the modern day, after Byleth's been released for almost a month now, and our wonderful little leakers have gone silent and retired since the hoopla! Vergeben is notoriously silent and seems to post less and less. I doubt he has any information regarding the next 6 characters we're going to get, and as a result, I don't think we'll see him pop up much on GameFAQs anymore. And Sabi removed their Twitter only to reinstate it soon after, and has gone on record saying that they are no longer going to leak anything, but just remain active as another gaming journalist. Which brings me to my question for all of you. Do these leakers have any credibility left at this point? Do you trust them in 2020? Again, anyone posting on 4chan is an immediate fake and should not be given any attention to. That goes without saying. But Sabi and Vergeben have gotten a lot of things right, and are the reason I made this video. They stuck to their guns on a handful of things regarding Smash, and were right in the end. But Sabi retiring from doing any leaks is a little fishy, but they have gone on record to say they have some kind of legal issue surrounding them. Allegedly a big old cease and desist from Nintendo themselves, that has silenced all their leaks going forward. Vergeben, I believe, is still kicking around GameFAQs, but his posts are very rare and ever the infrequent. But he could still leak something, I suppose, even if he's piggybacked off of many other people in the past for some unknown reason. But in the end, I think both were credible enough to have a video made on them, but also, they were wrong enough to also be featured here too. Before signing off and leaving the discussion up to you guys in the comments, I will say they have more credentials than any of the million anonymous posters on 4chan who claim to leak this and that. Once again, we're going to go over the old cheap plug section, shall we? Do add me on Discord and Nintendo Switch Online. I have my Discord tag and Nintendo friend code in the description of this video. Please, please, please add me on both, as I got an Elgato capture card and I'm beginning to live stream Switch gameplay. Mainly Smash because, well, we all love it. Me and my little brother gave it a test run and the live streams have now been posted to my channel as videos in their entirety. So I hope to include you all in the future. Thank you so very much for watching.